Hello and welcome to this week's Roundup. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed there was no Roundup last week. It was half term here and so we had a few days away in Norfolk. It was lovely until Storm Eunice forced us home a day early. I hope you all stayed safe in the wind. On the Small Business Big Network podcast this week, you can hear me chatting to Lucinda Bradford. She is a teacher turned ghostwriter. She unfortunately had to leave her teaching career for health reasons, which she talks about in our conversation, but she's loving what she does now. I've recorded another episode this week with Jenny Lowe of Obsidian Content Creation. Jenny is a copywriter who's worked with some very well-known companies that she can't talk about. She particularly likes working with tech companies, so if you're a tech-related business and need some help getting your message out, have a chat to Jenny. On Monday afternoon, I was invited by Jean Hamilton Ford to attend an ACA meeting. This is the American Club Association, which is obviously based in America, but thanks to Zoom can now be accessed by people in other countries. On the back of this, I had a one-to-one the following day with Marion McSpadden, who is a coach and an author. She's invited me to attend a different branch of the ACA next week. On Monday evening, I hosted a free webinar with Helen B of BEE on the topic of SEO. It was very well attended and I've had some great feedback from people who were there. Helen's talk was actually called How to Do SEO Without Doing SEO, and she gave us lots of hints and tips on how to make our websites more findable without having to do anything very technical, which is just what I need. We recorded the session, so if it's something you'd be interested in seeing, then let me know and I can send you the replay. A sad thing that happened this week was the funeral of my next door neighbour of over 20 years, Ian Brown. Ian had been a police dog handler known to his colleagues as Brownie, and when we arrived at the crematorium there was a guard of honour of police dogs and handlers, which was lovely. Rest in peace, Ian. When I'm working in my studio, I tend to stand up if I'm recording a short script, but for longer narrations I have a bar stool. My old one was getting quite squeaky, which is not ideal for a recording situation. I was very pleased last weekend to come across a bar stool in the range, which was in my brand colour of teal. It brightens up my studio and I love it. And here it is. Isn't that beautiful? Join me again next week for another Roundup.